What's going on, Anime Detour 2025? I am going to be interviewing Elias here. And we talked about your last name before, so I can't mess this up now or it's going to be super embarrassing. But Toufexis.
Very good.
Okay, sweet. Nailed it. But we're going to just kind of take a couple minutes. I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your time. Let's talk about your career, some fun stuff. I know everyone has their own origin story about how everything got started. You've done a lot of like video games, live action work, so you've kind of have crossed the gambit of pretty much everything. How did you get started?
Yeah, I've always wanted, I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing, but I never had any other plans. Right. It was always like, plan A was being an actor, right. That's it. I never really wanted to do anything else, so I think, it's good and bad. It's good because you become kind of like focused on that one goal, and then whatever it is that you have to do to make that goal, wherever you have to live. I grew up in Montreal in Canada, and then I moved to Toronto I moved to Vancouver because they shot a lot of stuff there. Then I moved to Toronto. Then I moved to LA. So I just follow the work, right? Career, yeah. So you follow where the work is.
Yeah.
That really is the only thing that keeps me focused on. So where do I have to go to do this? And it was always going to be being an actor.
Right.
I never really wanted to do anything else. I think when I was a kid, I wanted to be like everybody. I wanted to be Luke Skywalker. I wanted to be Captain Kirk and stuff. But so instead of, I didn't know what that meant really. I just like, okay, I just want to be on TV. I want to be in movies. And then you kind of realize what it takes in terms of training and
classes.
So I went to theater school for a while, and then after that, I ran a theater company for a bit and made no money doing anything.
Okay.
And then I eventually started getting agents and auditions and roles, and just one thing led to another, and just keep going through the grind. Yeah.
Now, I know obviously when you're talking about video games and live action work, it's a pretty different recording process. Is there something that you like? What's like something that you like about each kind of variation of the recording work between like a video game or on screen?
Yeah, I guess it depends. It depends. For me, it's always about the whatever the character is. Like if the character is good, whether it's in video games or animation, or if the video games or animation, or if it's in on camera. Right. For me, it's whatever the character is the best, right?
Yeah.
So you focus on the character, and that never changes.
Right.
Like the character is how you approach the character, what he wants, how he gets it, all that kind of stuff. That's always the same. In terms of time put in, obviously on camera is the most.
Right.
Because you're there 15-hour days, multiple takes. Doing in a sound booth is the least amount of time put in,
right?
Because you really are only allowed union-wise 4-hour days,
right? Yeah,
because otherwise you kill your voice.
Yeah.
And then the performance capture is a full day of work, and those are great because they're only 9 to 5 no matter what, or 8 to 5,
right? Yeah.
As opposed to on camera, which is usually
whenever they get the
finish. Exactly. Yeah. So they all require different things in terms of technique.
Yeah.
But for me, it's always whatever the character is. So I don't really have a preference. Sometimes I'm like, I love doing anime or animation because it's 4-hour days and I get a whole show out of it.
Right.
Like I recorded Blood of Zeus. Like this is a Netflix show called Blood of Zeus.
Yeah, it's a great show.
It's a great show. That show I did, 8 episodes in 2 days.
Right.
And you get paid for every episode.
So you're like, this works.
Yeah, it's 8 hours of work and it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
But then there's something like Star Trek, which I filmed for 6 months. 15-hour days, 16-hour days.
Right.
So obviously the techniques differ, and sometimes I loved being on set, and I'm like, I could do this 24 hours a day. Sometimes I'm like, I'm too tired to do this. I would wish I was doing an animation for 4 hours a day.
You can call it a day.
It depends, but again, it's always about the character.
Yeah. Now I know obviously we mentioned like you did Star Trek, and obviously people can see here you've done like The Expanse, which is another amazing show.
I love The Expanse.
It's such a good show. Are you like a big fan of like that genre of?
Yeah, it's funny. People are like, you choose a lot of sci-fi and you choose a lot of fantasy and video. I'm like, I don't really choose anything. I audition for
when
whatever.
I got the role, I got the role.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not.
I've had a good career, but I'm still not at the point where I'm like, sorry, I'm not going to do your job you're offering.
I don't want to be on TV right now.
Right.
I'll pass.
So it's just a coincidence, really, that I've done a lot of sci-fi and I've done a lot of fantasy, but I do love it. And I'm a giant Star Trek fan, huge Star Trek fan.
The big question, Picard or Kirk?
Well, it's always been Kirk for me, but my real answer is Cisco.
Oh, okay. All right. I like that.
Kirk. The thing about Kirk is that William Shatner and I grew up in literally the same neighborhood.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I've always had kind of an affinity for Kirk because it's like the guy who grew up where I grew up, and I followed
Exactly,
him. And then we both end up on Star Trek, which is great. But it wouldn't be a Star Trek.
It comes full circle.
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
Just like the passion for those fields and like which captain you like.
Oh yeah. So yes, sorry, the passion for the field. Yeah,
Right.
I definitely love sci-fi. I love The Expanse.
It's a great show.
And I love Blood of Zeus because I love the Greek gods. And Greek and there's all that, but I love I love all sorts of stuff that I work on. I'm very, very fortunate to work on stuff that I find really, really cool.
Right.
And it brings me to places like this.
Yeah, exactly. Now, is this the first time you've been at Anime Detour, kind of the Minnesota
Yeah, I've never been to Minnesota
Oh,
before.
okay.
Once this is over, I'm going to take my kid and we're going to go walk through the, what do you call those things? The Skywalk?
Skywalks. Yeah.
Walk
There's a lot of stuff that you guys will be able to do.
We're going to go to the biggest mall in America.
Is he a big Lego fan?
He is, yeah.
Okay, well, you got to go to the Lego store there. In the Mall of America. It's pretty big. They got like a lot of the newer stuff. There's like displays
we're going
outside.
Literally right after we're done. I think I'm gonna
go. Yeah, enjoy it. He's gonna love it.
Okay.
There's like Nickelodeon ride too. It's like a music park there, so if he likes that stuff, you can take him there and he'll love it.
Yeah.
Now I know obviously sometimes it's hard to talk about upcoming projects depending on release dates and everything like that. Is there anything that coming out that you can talk about, or like is there a kind of a date that people can at least maybe
Well, I mean, Blood of Zeus Season 3 comes out in May. That's first and foremost, and it's amazing.
You have plenty of time to catch up on 2 seasons of that show.
It's a great, easy watch. You can do 2 seasons in probably a couple of days.
If we can watch a season of an anime in like a day, I think we can watch 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's a great show. Really great show.
It really is a great show.
And then I got this game called Hell Is Us, which is a great, really cool kind of dystopian game. That comes out in September. The other, Mind's Eye, which is the first game by this company called Build a Rocket Boy. That, I don't know when that's coming out, but they just released the trailer for it. And then I have a couple other things, but they're all under NDA.
Right, yeah, I know how it is. And now, obviously, people can see here in the video, but I just want to make sure you get to say it too. All the socials,
yeah, it's just my name on all the socials.
Any like the website they can follow the projects, stuff like that. That you're
I think it's EliasToufexis.com. Yeah.
So, any conventions that you know of coming up in the future that you'll be at that people that are watching can see you at?
No, I don't think I have anymore. I think I'm. I got one in London coming up.
Oh, all right, well,
that's it.
And if you can make it to London then by all means.
No, I'm kind of done. Like last year, because of Star Trek, I did 14 in a year. So I was kind of like, let's tone it down this year.
Now, you got into Star Trek. Now, obviously, Star Trek kind of it's always been popular. But obviously, with all the stuff coming out recently, it hit another wave of fandom. And now, from your experience, going from you started, you've been doing stuff for a while, so you've kind of seen the growth of Star Trek with everything to what it is today. So for shows like that, what's it like for you as an actor to kind of see something from its infancy to the global phenomenon that it is today, and to get to be a part of it?
Well, I mean, Star Trek is not I don't have a particular insight into Star Trek because it's so vast, right? But I have a personal insight into it, which is when I was a kid, I watched the original show. I'm obviously too young to have watched it when it was on, but my dad watched it and my uncles watched it, and I got into it through them. And literally my whole life, from let's say the 80s to all the way till now, I've watched every iteration of Star Trek, and I kind of grew up with it. In my early, well, not teens, but 10, 12, Star Trek The Next Generation comes out, and then I'm in my teens and Deep Space Nine comes out, and then Voyager and Enterprise.
Voyager was great.
And then there's a long break, and then I find out, I was living in Toronto, and I find out that they're shooting a new Star Trek show in Toronto. So I kind of freaked out about that, and wanted to get on that.
Exactly.
And then since then, it's all the new stuff, all the new Trek, and the movies and everything, all that stuff. It's been around my whole life. It's all of our lives. But I've been a fan of it my whole life. So to be on it, and also my character, not to get into the weeds, but my character is history making in terms of race and what he is and what he does. And
I got you.
so it's it's kind of not new, but it's the first time you see this.
It's a new iteration of
an older character. Yeah, it's great, and it's great. So to be part of it and to be history making is fantastic. That's
awesome.
Yeah, and I got to be on the Enterprise. So
I mean,
not complaining.
Not that I'm crying inside from jealousy or anything, but I mean,
no, I would go and sleep in the Jeffries tubes. It's pretty.
I would have done the same thing. I mean, how can you not? Any final message for fans of yours? Anything like that you want to pass on?
No, just thanks for coming out, and I hope I hope you enjoy these things. They're always super fun, and I like meeting everybody and talking to people. So that's it.
Yeah. Bye, everybody.